Daniel Warren Johnson continues Beta Ray Bill's cosmic journey, this time joined by his old friends Skurge and Pip as he searches for the former All-Father Odin in order to get his power and identity back. Daniel Warren Johnson continues his absolutely fantastic cosmic adventure with Beta Ray Bill and his friends, expanding the story here and giving Bill a quest to go on for the remaining 3 issues. I really enjoy how Daniel makes the message of the story very clear. It's about self-love and being comfortable in one's own skin and around others who care for you. And it comes across so genuine as well, and I don't think anyone could have done it with any other character either, except for Beta Ray Bill. Adding Skurge into the mix was an amazing move as well. He's a fantastic supporting character, and him just getting to be a bro with Beta Ray Bill and help him in his journey is fantastic. And again, I like how Daniel makes it clear why he's there. He's there to help a friend, and it's there because there's beers and guns involved. There isn't any nefarious plot hidden, or Skurge isn't coming up with some sort of scheme or anything. He's just there for really great pure intentions. Johnson also doubles as his own artist, and his gritty, highly detailed artwork is fantastic, and here he just gets to show it all off, giving us a fantastic double-page cross-section of Scuttlebutt that has so much little detail and attention given to it that it's just fantastic. Beta Ray Bill issue 2 was another utterly flawless issue of a series which wears its message as a badge of honor, expanding the overall storyline with some fun tasks for Bill to deal with, as well as some new characters joining up with the hero for the journey. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10. Beta Ray Bill issue 2 sees Bill playing ping pong aboard Scuttlebutt, which tells him that Odin's last known location was during the battle with Donald Blake on Asgard, and he hasn't been seen since. Bill stops playing, wondering where the All-Father is as alarms begin sounding, learning that something has come aboard and is in the galley. Bill goes to check it out and finds Skurge is somehow on the ship and drinking his booze. Bill thought the man had died, but Skurge says he's right, and he found his way to Valhalla, but there was one problem. There were no guns in Valhalla, and while he knows Bill will tell him that there must have been loads of weapons, Skurge is upset that there were no guns. So how can a heavenly place be heavenly if there were no guns? He knows that that's not why he's there though, since he saw what happened on Asgard with Sif. Bill is shocked, demanding to know how Skurge knows, so the man says Valhalla was boring and sometimes he cannot help but visit his old home in ethereal form, and it was during that last visit that he saw Bill get rejected by Sif. Skurge hugs his friend, saying his soul cried out for him, and he demanded the Valkyries give him temporary leave from Valhalla so he can help Bill on his quest, wanting to be what humans refer to as a wingman. Bill says that he appreciates that, but he knows that he must do this alone, but Skurge won't hear it, knowing that he can be useful. Bill says he doesn't need a warrior though, since he isn't planning on fighting and he needs to find Odin. Luckily, Skurge knows where he is, meaning that he is useful. Later on at Don's Bar and Grill, Skurge orders them 2 beers as he tells Bill to take it easy, hearing that Odin visits this bar so they'll ask around for him. Bill asks a woman next to him, but she screams in terror at the sight of him, making the hero apologize as her boyfriend stands up to Bill, telling Bill to leave her alone before he beats him up. Skurge, however, slaps the man so hard he slams headfirst into the ground as he tells him that Beta Ray Bill is a glorious man, and so what if he looks like a horse, since he's a beautiful horse? A man cracks Skurge on the head with a baseball bat as Bill and Skurge face the entire bar, fighting all of the patrons across the place until Bill is overwhelmed, left at the mercy of a knife-wielding thug. Luckily, Pip arrives, kicking the man in the face and saving Bill, telling him he saw him leave Asgard and knew he had to follow the hero. Skurge is glad to see he has a new friend as Odin arrives, telling everyone to stop as he tells the bartender he thought he told him no bikers were allowed in this bar anymore. The bartender, Jeff, says that Bill and his friends started this as they all sit down with Odin, who says that he's been looking for a place to lie low ever since he handed over the throne to Thor, and this is as good a place as any, especially since Jeff allows him to brew his own beer. Skurge hesitantly says that it's very good as Bill asks the former All-Father, can he make him a new hammer? Odin is sorry about what happened to Stormbreaker, but why doesn't he just choose another weapon from the Asgard weapon halls? Bill says that with Stormbreaker, he was able to turn back into his old Corbinite form, which he desperately wants back, and Odin needs to do it again. Odin says that he is a beaten old man now and he doesn't have that power or influence to help him. Bill thinks the dwarves of Nidavellir could make a new weapon, but Odin knows it's not the weapon that would give him the power, it's the magic that is imbued in the weapon, and he no longer has that power. Bill hopes there is another way, so Odin says while he knows this is of little comfort, he has known Bill for a long time and knows that he was someone special, but Bill wants him to spare him the platitudes as he smashes his beer bottle, telling the All-Father that he never once asked him for anything. And now after his own son destroys his most precious gift, Odin just sends him away with nothing. Odin knows what it feels like to hate who you are on the outside, but there is one way for Bill to get what he wants. But it is a dark path, since he must go to Muspelheim. Odin explains that the deeper one goes into that hell world, the darker and darker things get, as Skurge demands to know how they could possibly get there. So after finishing his beer, Odin reveals that they could get Twilight, the blade of Surtur, ever since his last defeat. Surtur has been separated from his sword, unable to use it, and as a result, his power is diminished. Hence why his daughter Cinder now rules Muspelheim, but she also can't wield the sword, so Bill could take the sword and use it for his own devices, and it's an entity he knows well since it destroyed his homeworld. Odin says that Surtur used the life force of his planet and many like it to power Twilight, so it could turn him into his old self again. With the sword's location, Bill, Skurge and Pip head off in Scuttlebutt for it. As they journey to the Hell World, Bill asks Scuttlebutt about the first time they faced Surtur. With Ship Nose, it's hard to forget getting ripped in half. Bill says that he was made to protect his home and he failed, and it was all his fault, and finding Asgard allowed him to escape that failure, since after getting Stormbreaker he felt so content and like his old self, forgetting the shame of letting his planet die. He says that he spent so much time with gods he forgot that he was just a horse-faced mortal. Scut tells him not to say that, but Bill knows that he was a fool to befriend gods and he should have just continued on his journey since he never deserved to be in the house of gods. He wants to forge his own path now, and what better way to do that than with the weapon that claimed his home. Before in the bar, Odin learns that they won't be using the Bifrost to get to Muspelheim, so he'll need to take the Stygian Gate, hidden in deep space. Skurge always knew that place was a real thing, as Odin says that he always tries to keep it quiet and keep it away from curious minds, since there are many lost treasures there, and only the foolish adventurers go and find it. Pip asks where the portal came from, so Odin reveals that he made it so he didn't need to use the Bifrost, and could easily banish creatures who sought to destroy Asgard. He also built a citadel around the gate to protect from anything getting out, and the hardest Asgardian warriors man the battlements. In the present, Bill and Yellers meet those warriors, who were told ahead of time that they were coming, but warn the heroes since no one has ever returned from the gates, and everyone is changed by entering it, with their eyes blackened and hollowed, so if they were to come back with this blackness, they will be forced to kill them. Beta Ray Bill understands, wanting them to stand aside as he tells Pip and Skurge to leave, since there is no reason for them to come with him. Skurge knows that's not happening, saying Bill needs him now since he's well versed in the hellish landscape, and he will stay with him until his mission is finished. Bill asks Pip why he should stay, so the boy says that Bill isn't the only one in the universe who hates who he is on the outside, since he's a troll, the definition of repulsive, and he, like Bill, has a desire to love himself. So he has decided to follow Bill until he does so. Bill knows that they can both come with him then, so they pilot Scuttlebutt through the portal, arriving in Muspelheim and all its fiery glory. The ship is rocked by some type of energy as Scut says that something in the dimension is changing her. Inside the ship, something is birthed in the bowels as Bill and Skurge try and get the ship back online. Pip calls for Bill's attention, who once getting it is shocked to learn a robot being is on the bridge now, claiming to be Scuttlebutt.